Hey everybody there in Penguin Magic Land, this is Eric Tate alongside my good buddy David Newell. Welcome to Into the Shop, or In the Shop.
Yeah, we changed the name.
We did. I think we're working on some branding here for you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a whole bunch of people here, and we've got a whole bunch of fun stuff to talk about too.
Oh yeah.
But man, what are we going to talk about today, David?
Well, we're going to talk about a few books that have just come out, we're about to come out, a few blasts from the past, and we're also going to have a contest as usual for y'all to win some free magic.
But before we get into all of that, we need to let you know that right now it is the last day to vote for the Penguin Magic Awards. If you want to see your favorite tricks win awards this year, your favorite creators win awards, make sure you click on the link. There's actually, I think it's a sticky link in the top of the chat where you can click on it, go get your voting done, and somebody could win one of these Magic Fancy Penguin Awards. Look at this guy right here.
That's pretty cool.
He's solid.
And he's gold.
And he's gold.
It's solid gold penguin.
We're gonna let's maybe we'll leave this guy right here.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Speaking of contests, how are we running the contest today?
All right, so we did this a couple weeks back. I'm gonna have Eric pick a card. We're gonna hang it up here right under the penguin, and we're gonna give you all a chance to guess in the chat what the card is. And at the end, if you guess the card right, we are going to give you a piece of free magic.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and pick the card, Eric?
I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at it right here. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna put it up right here, so that people can see, and we're going to make sure we don't get too close to that because David cleverly used a penguin mark deck.
You see, I did. So if you can really zoom in, or you might be able to guess.
Tell you what, we're going to put this right here like that.
Oh yeah, right behind your head. It's a little
just
more
behind my head that way. Yeah, so we can just go like that, so you can see it, and it's a little blacked out a little bit. But I think it's one guess per person in the chat. So if you think you know what this playing card is, type it in the chat. At the end of the stream, we will choose a winner. But right now, let's get into the first book.
Yes. The first book we have for the week is Flamingo by Juan Tamariz.
This is one that this is like a legendary book that's been in the works for years. It's written by Stephen Minch. It's published by Hermetic Press. It is the last book by Juan, and the last book by Stephen Minch, and the last book published by Hermetic Press. This one has been in the works for 25 years now.
Oh, wow.
And it represents the end of his Bewitched music series. So the first one obviously is Sonata. That one has about 20,000 different ways to do oil and water, as well as a bunch of other tricks.
Yeah.
And then the second one in his musical series was Mnemonica.
This is a great book.
And then this is the final one. Now, we will say there were two different versions of this.
Oh yes. So this is the version y'all will get, but we did release a deluxe version which sold out very quickly. So if you got one of these, congratulations, because these are not going to be printed again. A lucky few people grabbed the deluxe version, and I think these are all signed by Juan as well.
They are. The deluxe version is signed by Juan, comes in the really nice slipcase with the cloth cover. But this is the last one, and it's going to live here in our theater, I think. But there's a bunch of great magic in here. This is all. So the other thing to keep in mind about Flamenco is that this is magic that Juan has been playing with for the last 25 years. And because the book took so long to come out with, there are things that Juan added to the book. Like, so originally he gave Stephen Minch the write-ups, he was working on it, but then Juan continued to polish and polish and polish, and so then Stephen had to go back and rewrite and update some of this. But there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. There's palms, false shuffles, there is like...
There's a really cool ungimmicked rising card in here. I looked through this book for the first time this morning, and I saw that. It looks really good. I
don't have my own copy yet. I really need to get on this.
Oh, definitely.
I'm going to go home and order the standard edition.
You
because
should.
It doesn't have it available yet. Or I have yet to order it yet, but I'm very excited about this book. So you read up on the
I read through it. I peeked through it. I couldn't perform it for you or anything, but I saw ungimmicked rising card, and I was like, I have to read that. That's unheard of.
Yeah, but you should definitely check this out. I mean, if you're a Juan Tamariz fan, if you're a card magic fan, this is absolutely the book to check out.
Oh, without a doubt.
We have another book actually that just
yes.
This isn't online yet, is it?
No, this one was released at Blackpool, but we haven't announced it online yet. We talked about it on the stream a few weeks back, but this is Craig Petty's Absolute Magic, written by Eric Tate here.
I did write this. I spent 2 years inside of Craig Petty's brain. A terrible place for anybody to be.
I was going to ask, what's that like?
No, so Absolute Madness is, it's basically, Craig gave me access to essentially every piece of Magic he's ever created. And I went through and I picked his 1,000 timers, the ones that he was constantly doing in various restaurants and bars and private parties and corporate events and strolling and walk around. And it's not all gimmick Magic. There's a lot of sleight of hand. There's his work with cards, his work with coins. There's a whole section on the Mirage deck. I don't know how many people you know that actually do extensive work with a Mirage deck, but Craig is one of them.
He's the one I know.
The coin stuff is mostly sleight of hand. There's a few gimmicks in there, but there's some really, really good stuff. There's also mentalism. One of my favorite effects in the book is his handling of Karan's medallion.
Oh, okay.
And I swear this is what it looks like because it fooled me. He takes a coin, he puts a sticker on the back, he writes a prediction, he puts the coin with the sticker face down on the table, you put your finger on the coin or on a shot glass that isolates the coin. Then he pulls out a pad of paper, he has 3 different people named digits, he writes them down so you can see it all, and then when he turns the coin over, the freely named numbers are on the sticker on the back of the coin.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it is seriously that clean. There's none of this like Craig Petty hype stuff.
Right,
I mean,
it's just like actually that clean.
It is actually that clean. And when you find out the method, you're going to be like, oh no, I wish I'd thought of that.
That's so cool.
It's got a bunch of really pretty high contrast pictures in here so you can actually see how to do it. And then if you want to see how these are made, there's actually a full live performance of every trick in the book. We had Craig here to the theater and we had him perform every one of these tricks to a live audience.
That was a long show, but it was a really good show.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm partial to the cards across in here.
Yeah.
It's like a really good one phase. I mean, you wrote the thing. It's a one page or one phase cards across. It's, I don't know how to explain it in such a way that like really tells not what it is without, I want to say how good it is. It's just fantastic. You'll have to read it for yourself. But I don't want to say too much and, fall under fire here.
No worries. It's definitely worth everyone checking out. This is going to be on the website soon. You're going to be able to find out more about it. By the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm Eric Tate.
I'm David Newell.
We are broadcasting live from Columbus, Ohio, right here at the Penguin Magic Shop. We have a brick and mortar. You can actually come see us by appointment. And if you're just tuning into the stream, we are running a contest. At the end of this stream, if you can successfully name this playing card that I chose at the very beginning here, we're going to be giving away some free Magic to you. So there's one entry per person. All you have to do is name the card in the chat, and we're going to be sending you home with some free Magic.
Yeah. All right.
Now, there is one other thing that has come out today.
There is.
And we don't have a copy of it here because they're literally winging their way to their warehouse right now, which is Rich Marotta's Nailed.
No, this is a phenomenal effect.
Describe it for other people.
All right, so basically what happens is the magician comes out with a coin stuck to his head, or he sticks a coin to his head, and that's a bizarre sight in and of itself. When he goes to take the coin off, you can see it's not just stuck there with tape or anything. There's actually a nail driven into the magician's head, stuck to the back of the coin that was sticking there the whole time. It's one of Rich's best. It's really good. It's been a long time coming.
The tutorial is by Magic Ballet, and he teaches you. The other thing is, there are versions of this out there where you would have had to like switch the coin or do some sleight of hand stuff. The way this works is really diabolical, and Magic teaches you how to remove the coin and show the nail with one hand. So it's not like, oh, you take it off and then do like a false transfer or something. I mean, you literally see the nail come straight out of the forehead.
This is really good.
Yeah. I'm going to take a look at the chat here. It looks like we got, so we have Don Pepe is saying, I'm looking forward to Craig's book. Eric, if you had a hand, it's even better. When's it going to be available? I believe it's going to be available next week. So it should be coming out sometime next week. I'm not sure exactly when, but I do know that it is printed. The books are in the warehouse. I've seen, we sold books at Magic, or at Blackpool. So that's really good.
If you think you might want it, I'd buy it. I think these will probably go pretty fast.
Yeah. Yuri.
Actually on a boat.
Oh, they're on a boat right now. Okay, so they'll be out soon. So if not next week, the week after. Yuri Von Toll says, and there is for sure no coin switch. That's correct. There's no switch.
The coin that comes off your head is the coin they see the nail sticking out of.
Yeah, and you can actually immediately hand it out for examination to the audience because it's a really clever gimmick where if the audience is trying to figure it out, they're actually fighting against themselves to try and get the gimmick like revealed almost. But so they're never going to figure it out.
No,
it's super good.
Without a doubt.
Let's see. Jonathan Dever says, I'll gladly come take both books off your hands later today or tomorrow. And Jonathan Dever also says, next week sounds awesome. Jonathan Berg asking, I heard the Atomic deck is as close to the Holy Grail as it gets. excellent question.
It's funny you say that.
We actually have a copy of Atomic Deck right here. Now, I demoed this at Blackpool, and have you played with this at all?
No, I must be living under a rock because I haven't seen much of this until just now.
So I'm not actually going to perform it all the way here, and I'm going to do my best not to reveal all of the secrets, even though Craig has basically done that on his YouTube page. If you go over to Craig Petty's Magic TV, Craig actually discusses everything that goes inside of this. There is a phone that is involved with this particular trick. So you basically, what you have here is, if you're familiar with the quantum deck, you sort of already know the method here. We're dealing with a way to deal cards down to a named thing.
Okay.
This is also a special deck of cards. You're going to notice that it is not as, like, why don't you grab your regular deck of cards here. So this is a gimmick deck. You could hand this out for examination, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
Because there is more than 52 cards here, and you can tell that it looks a little bit different than a regular deck of cards.
Oh, definitely with these side by side you can tell, but on their own I don't think anybody would notice.
No, I don't think so either. The other thing is there is no aftermarket sprays or substances applied to this. So when you're dealing cards and you're not doing sort of the move, I think is what I would say. It works really well. You actually have to think to deal a single card, if that makes sense. But the actual gimmicking to this particular deck is done inside the printing process.
So nothing here will wear out or anything once they go to perform the trick?
It's not going to wear out under normal circumstances. You're not going to have to like reapply stuff to it. I have heard of people taking gripstick or Plastidip and trying to make it stickier. I've handled probably a half dozen of these decks and not had any issue. Also, I saw in a private thread today, it was inside of a Magic group, Craig mentions that if you, let's say that you have like really dirty fingers or really oily fingers, and they are not dealing the way they should. We're trying to really dance close to the line here. You can take a drop of water and a washcloth and give it just a quick wipe, and it will sort of return to being in good conditions. Yeah, you could maintain the cards in that way if you discover that one or two of the cards is not dealing the way it should.
Okay, interesting.
And again, that's because there's nothing aftermarket here. All of that is done inside of the printing process. There's also, you should know that these are marked. They're not marked for use in the trick. They're actually marked in the sense that if you drop them, you want to be able to put them back into order.
Okay, interesting.
And because we are dealing with more than 52 cards here, you want to be able to get that order correct.
For sure.
There is additional markings on here to cue you to the card that you're dealing to, so that if you realize that you have dealt incorrectly, you'll know that you're going to turn over the wrong card. So you can sort of save yourself. There's a couple different ways to get to, so essentially, if you haven't seen the trick, somebody names a number and a card, and then you deal down to that number and it's at that card. The way you figure out how to deal is based on a gimmicked website is the best way to say it. There's math involved in this, or there's a cheat sheet involved in this, but you would never want to memorize it on your own because it's just way too much information. But the presentational angle is that there is a group of students at a university who is trying to figure out how random it is for any random playing card to be at a specific number, and if you put the number and the card in the website, it'll give you a statistical percentage, and that statistical percentage is a secret queuing device to tell you exactly how to deal in the deck.
Oh, wow.
And it works with something like 80% of cards and numbers, which is a lot. It actually, I think it's higher than that. I think it's like closer to 90%. But even then, because of the way you're doing this, it's intended to be performed for multiple people. You can do it in a way where you're asking different people for information and then saying, we want this to be as random as possible. And the website will tell you if it's not random enough. And so it gives you cover to change back and forth.
So like a lot of Craig things, it seems like there's a lot of elements at play here that really build a really great effect, you know?
Yes.
Just from what you're describing, it sounds like one of the cleanest carded numbers I've ever heard of.
I think it is very. There have been some arguments online, and I've heard some people say it's not a true carded number, or it's not true any card at any number because it doesn't actually work with any card. I think that there are. I think there is some controversy because it's Craig,
Right.
because people love Craig, but also people like to yell at Craig online.
They like to really nitpick and dissect every word, for sure.
Exactly. But I will say, I've seen it perform live for people. I've seen it perform for magicians, and it really does hit very hard.
Oh,
and it looks super clean.
I can imagine. And
Yeah.
like most cards and most numbers, even that's, you know, a great effect.
Absolutely. And actually, I saw something in the chat right here that I'm just going to come back to, where it says, what is this? Somebody said, oh, there was a comment that about double decker, which was interesting to me, because somebody said in the chat, I'm having trouble finding it. Somebody said that this is probably most people's experience with a double decker, and that is absolutely true, because the cards end up being thin, so they end up being a little bit different.
Okay.
So they handle slightly differently than a standard deck of cards, and so if this is your first go round with it, I think that it's a good way into it and a really great trick.
Yeah, that one I'm gonna have to look a lot more into. That sounds fantastic. You sold me, Eric.
Yeah, well, and so the other thing is, it's not just the gimmick website. There's a way to do it offline using your Notes app. That was actually the way that I did it in Blackpool.
Yeah.
I've seen Craig do it with the Notes app, and then there's another way where if you're performing it like over a Zoom call, you can have your phone sort of like apparently not involved, but your phone is still involved.
Oh, that's cool.
I've suggested to Craig some different ideas on how to make a physical crib, and I know that there's a couple of other magicians who've suggested how to do a physical crib as well. I don't know if they're going to do that, but it's.
They launched that today.
Did they really?
Oh, wow.
The physical crib got launched today.
I think they're adding a PDF.
A PDF. Oh, that's exciting.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, that's very
That-
very cool.
Takes us to the next level.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Oh, Jonathan Denver was worried about exposing it, so he deleted it. No good. Thanks very much, Jonathan, for bringing that up in the chat.
Definitely. It was a good question.
It was a great question.
Yeah.
Sorry to sort of dominate the conversation there.
No,
but
you're okay.
I happen to know a lot about this.
You know a
thing.
lot more about that than I do. If I tried to talk about this, I wouldn't have been anywhere near that educated.
If you want to see it performed live, you can go watch the Penguin Magic Christmas special featuring me, Craig, and Carissa Hendricks. Craig does a spot-on performance of this, and it works perfectly.
Yeah. And even if you haven't seen the Christmas special yet, there's a lot of fantastic magic that's not Atomic Deck honored as well.
Yes.
That was honestly one of the best Christmas specials I've seen from Penguin, which is saying a lot.
Well, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah? Well,
I wrote half of it.
oh, so there you go. Congratulations.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm Eric Tate.
I'm David Newell.
We are broadcasting here live from the P3 Magic Shop in Columbus, Ohio, and we are running a contest. If you were here at the beginning of the contest, you know that I chose this from a deck of cards, and if you can tell us what this playing card is, we're going to send you some free magic.
Yeah, so just leave your guesses here in the chat, and if you guess correctly, we will find you and we'll send you that magic right to your account.
I think it's time for a blast from the past.
Yes, here, I'll go first. This is my blast from the past today. I chose Sticker Kicker by Roddy McGee and Jamie Williams, and this one is a little bit more of a proposition bet than a trick. Now, you know how it works, so I don't want to lose my money, so just play along like you don't, and we'll just put nothing on the line here. So it takes 3 steps. The first step, Eric, is I want you to take the back off this sticker and put it as close to the center of this deck of cards as possible.
Okay.
And here I already started it for you, because taking the back off, the sticker is the hard part.
There.
Perfect. I think you did pretty well there, putting it as close to the center. The next step, Eric, I'm just going to have you sign your work. So sign that sticker for me, just so we are absolutely sure that is an Eric Tate placed sticker.
Okay.
Perfect. It's signed, it's stuck. Now all you have to do, Eric, is take the sticker off, and you win.
That is not a problem. I can easily remove this. It's not going the right way.
It's not.
No.
Here, let me show you. Like I said, Eric, taking the sticker off is the hardest part. You just have to take off the sticker to win the prize. It ends up just like that. And you can obviously, I could give that to you to take home if you want to remember your time here together.
I love this trick.
Oh, me too. This is a fantastic trick. This is honestly one of my favorite tricks to demo here in the shop. And I know a few questions that'll come up right away is it disposable? How many does it come with? Well, a really cool thing is it comes with a lot of these blank cards. And you can use the same sticker over and over. It comes with fewer stickers than cards. So if you want to reset it, I'll try to get down here on the table just so we can see. You can take the same sticker we used for the trick prior and just line it up roughly where the back would be. And these red stickers are usable over and over and over again. So it's really a prop you can use continually.
I think that, to me, is one of the coolest parts, is the fact that you can actually reuse the sticker over and over again, especially since you're the one who's peeling it off.
Yeah.
You can carefully peel it off in a way that you could actually reapply it later on.
Exactly.
I think one of the things that I always look at when I'm looking for new magic is, especially if I'm going to use it in a restaurant gig or a walk around situation, is it something I can do over and over again? If there are consumables, how much, what is the consumable, what is the reset?
Right.
And the fact that, these playing cards are super easy to get.
Yeah.
You could do a whole bunch of stuff with them.
Exactly.
And you could even use the blank facer that comes with your gimmick deck and come up with a routine that uses the blank facer once this gets in. But that sticker is the valuable part.
Definitely. And also, even though these these blank back cards are easy to get, if you didn't want to get a new blank back card every time, what they actually teach in the tutorial isn't signing the sticker. He just has them place it on and basically take it off. But what they have in the tutorial is a message hidden under the red part here that says, sorry you lose. So there's never anything written by the spectator. So you could use the same blank card and sticker over and over and over if you don't want to get rid of anything.
That's such a great idea.
It really is.
Really good. Jamie Williams is the one who came up with Sticker Kicker. Roddy McGee and Nicola Capo, I think, are the ones who teach it.
I think so, yeah.
Roddy is the one who really came up with some of the extra handlings for it that are really good. But yeah, Sticker Kicker, for my money, it should have been the trick of the year last year as far as I'm concerned.
I definitely agree. This is one of my favorites for sure. And it's just, I don't know, cool to present a magic trick, not necessarily as I'm going to do a magic trick. It's a magic moment they're almost not expecting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's no way anyone could ever see this coming.
No, without a doubt.
All right, let's move into my blast from the past.
Yes.
I got one right here. This is one of my favorite coin tricks that I'm going to be presenting to you. This is from Paul Vigil. This is called CBS. And the idea here is that I have this coin that is definitely not from China with a hole in it, this brass coin that is from England, and then this American $50. Now the idea is if I take them and then stack them up, I can actually take the $50 and then give my thumbs a little touch together and see how the $50 jumps from one hand to the other. We can actually see them right there. Now, tell you what, David, hold your hands out like this. We're going to put the silver coin right there, the copper coin right there, and the brass coin right there. We will stack them up. Close your hands. I'm going to take one of these coins out right here. So I have the silver one, and if I go like this, is the silver coin in my left hand or my right hand?
Let's go with that one, the left one.
No, it's over here in this hand right here. We'll do this one more time. Is the silver coin in my left hand or my right hand?
Now it's in your left hand.
No, the silver coin.
Okay, I'll switch. It's in the right hand.
No, the silver coin.
I don't know, man.
Don't move and it don't hurt. You see, that is the copper and that is the brass. You have had the silver from the very beginning. Now, one of the cool things you can do here is I can take this silver coin out and I can put this silver coin in my pocket. And if I snap my fingers like a thief in the night, that silver coin reappears, but that copper and that brass coin are gone forever. Now I can take the silver coin and put it right here in this hand. Now if I can actually take it, put it into this hand, and then to this hand, and then they completely vanish.
That's a good trick.
That is Paul Vigil's CBS. This is a really fantastic coin trick.
Yeah.
Now, it comes in a $50 size. You get all of the coins that you see here. This apparently Chinese coin, this English penny, and this $50. This is the entire set of gimmick coins that allows you to do some fantastic transpositions.
Definitely.
Paul Vigil teaches the whole thing. He's been doing this trick for a long time. There's actually a lot of different versions of copper, brass, and silver out there, but I think that Paul's way of doing it is the most direct. It also, it takes up almost no pocket space, and you can hold the coins together in a little binder clip in a way that it just goes in your pocket or you throw it in your bag so it's always ready to go.
And you're all set up.
You've got moments where there are transpositions happening in other people's hands. You got lopsided transpositions where one coin and two coins are trading places. It's really really a fun trick.
Oh, yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's not only one of the best copper silver brass routines, these gimmicks are really, really well made.
They are.
As far as like, especially for the price point, these are probably the best attainable copper silver brass set you can get.
Oh, yeah, because that's the other thing, is that copper, brass, silver sets are not easy to, it's not easy to find a good one. Particularly, I'm not going to give anything away, but this coin right here is probably the hardest one to find, and the fact that it's so good, and there's all kinds of little details that I can see on this coin right here that you probably can't see on the camera at home that make this one of the best copper, brass, silver sets around.
Without a doubt.
I think this was actually one of, this was made by Roy Cooper, and so he's a super high quality craftsman.
Phenomenal work.
You don't need any, but the other thing is there's no extra coins.
No, it's these 3 coins are the coins that are in play the whole time and nothing else.
Yeah, very minimal sleight of hand too. The sleight of hand that is required for this is almost, it's I'm not going to say it's self-working, but it is the kind of thing where as you're putting coins places and taking coins out, that is doing all of the secret work. This is the routining that Paul Vijo has added that slimmed everything down.
Yeah, I think people would be surprised if they follow his routine how easy this really is to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see, let's take a look here in the chat. Jonathan Denver says this is the absolute best brass, copper, silver, not involving split coins. Paul's a masterclass wizard, absolutely.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep, and then we have some arguments going around in the chat about Atomic Deck and some various things online that are being said about it.
Oh, so. Well, I want to read up on that.
Yeah, no, it's, I would say that there's a lot of things going around about Atomic Deck, so just be careful where you get your information these days. Well,
what are you thinking?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
Well, let's see. We talked about Sticker Kicker and we talked about CBS. What other blast from the past could we throw in here?
I don't have any other blasts from the past off the top of my head.
You know what? I don't think I do either. The one I do have, we don't have a demo for.
No worries. We talked about a lot of stuff today because we have Flamenco, we have Absolute Madness, Nailed by Rich Marotta, Atomic Deck, which is Atomic Deck back in stock yet? It seems like it's run out of stock a couple times, but
ooh, I'm not sure. That one is going fast. As soon as we get them in, they keep going.
Yeah. Should we move on to the contest portion?
Yeah, might as well. Why not?
I think that we've been live here for like a half hour or so, so I think it's been a good, nice long stream here. How do we actually reveal this?
Well, with some theatrics, I think last time we just showed it.
All right.
So let's give them a chance to leave their final guesses in the chat if they haven't yet.
I'm gonna go right here. Also, speaking of final things, it is the last day to vote for the Penguin Magic Awards. Someone could be going home with this solid gold penguin.
Solid, comma, gold.
Yeah, these are, so we have it's the 2024 Penguin Magic Awards. The voting is live right now. You can go vote for your favorite tricks, vote for your favorite creators, vote for your favorite devices. And then in about a month or so, maybe a little bit longer, we are going to have the actual award ceremony.
Yes.
We're excited to do that. We'll premiere that here live on YouTube. By the way, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be notified whenever we come up with more content like this.
Yes, please. I think we're going to try to do these most weeks. Friday.
Because I think next week you and Mr. Hanwell are going to be back in here together.
I think so.
It should be exciting.
It should be, yeah.
I won't be here. I'll be at the Winter Carnival of Magic.
Oh boy, that's going to be fun. This is the last one, right?
This is the last one, yeah. Actually, the podcast that dropped just yesterday, if you go to podcast.penguinmagic.com, you can find out more about this convention that I'm going to be at next week. Then after that, Penguin's going to be at the Mystify convention in Las Vegas.
That'll be a really good convention.
Nick and I are going to be in the booth. We're going to bring a whole bunch of really cool stuff there. Are you ready?
I think so.
And Alcy, what was the contest? Alcy, you have to name the card that we picked at the very beginning, put it in the chat, you could win. We are going to cut it off right now, and it is the 9 of clubs.
There we go. Now, I didn't really pay attention to any of the guesses. I see some close ones. Did anybody actually zoom in and read the mark on the card while it was up there?
I think the next time we do this, we need to use a different set of cards that's not marked, or we need to use a set of cards that is marked but not tell them how it's marked.
Good point. Yes, that would be smart.
We'll take a look over here in the chat. Josh Birch is our man in the chat, and he is going to be talking about, or he's going to be getting some people in there. We have Espladicious is giving a comment on it after we revealed it.
That's too funny.
Yeah. Got a question here in the chat. Any tips for a great effect with flipper coin, gravity flipper coin? I would tell you right now, the best thing to do is get Eric Jones' Penguin Live Lecture 1. There is some amazing flipper coin work in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I think Craig Petty's Penguin Live Lecture has some flipper coin work in it as well.
I believe it does actually, yeah.
I think there's something in there, but I know for sure Eric Jones' Penguin Live 1 has something in there. Well, lots of 9 of spades and hearts, lots of 9 of diamonds. I'm gonna not seeing any 9 of clubs today, so it doesn't look like anybody won today, but we'll run the contest again next time.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for the live stream, don't you think?
I think it's what we got to talk about, yeah.
I'm Eric Tate.
I'm David Newell.
Thank you so much for joining us here in the shop.
Yes.